Hello and welcome to another chess video, playing GrandmastaGus. I finally managed to score in, I finally managed to score my first victory as black. So now I'm 2 games ahead of him, 2 wins ahead of him, which makes me happy. So let's go for this, and he might play knight c6. This is the recommendation that I gave him. Okay, so he goes for the main line. And we're just repeating games we've had before. I'm okay with this. Develop my knights here. Maybe another video I can explain why you develop your knights this way in this particular opening. But it's kind of necessary here. So this is the Tarrasch variation of the French. Black is going to mount a lot of pressure on the d4 square, while white tries to hold onto this center. So this is the move. I'm just trying to defend my key d4 square here. Good. You might play f6, and this would be the main line. Bishop b4 check is also a move that I always thought was bad, but then I looked it up and it's actually a line. I never really understood the points, but I'm sure there is one because grandmasters have played it. So he doesn't go for that. And here I can just castle. And all is normal. If bishop d6, bishop f4. Well, one sec. Is this pawn takeable? If I develop that bishop, can he just take my b2 pawn? Possibly. Maybe I can't do that in this line. I mean, many times you can just sack that pawn. If he takes it, rook e1. I do get some pressure on his e6 pawn over here afterwards. This looks pretty interesting. You could just play king f7 though. And no, he can't. If he plays here, it might be actually sound. So let's think about this. Oh, someone's calling me, and I have to ignore that call. Sorry, Mom. So bishop f4. Yes. Bishop f4 takes, queen takes b2. Rook e1. And there's a lot of pressure on that square. But hold on, let's just go from normal stuff. I don't know why I spent so much time thinking about that. This is like the main move, so I don't know why I'm trying to mix lines. That was a huge waste of time here. I think it was okay, but like, why go for it? Okay, so let's just develop my rook onto a good square. He's going to castle. Surprise, surprise. Let's play this move. And then we're going to follow up with bishop g5. That pawn is poisoned on b2. If he takes it, there's actually a way to trap his queen in one move. I will not tell you what it is, but in these positions after you play a3, you can trap the queen. So bishop g5 is the move I want to play, and it probably is the move I will play. It is the move I will play. Now, as queen, if it's not taking b2, then the question is, what are you doing there? And I really hope he takes on b2, because then the queen gets trapped. If queen takes b2, knight a4 is a common trap that wins the queen. Okay, so now he's weakening his light squares. That was not a good move. Weakening the light squares. Mayday, mayday. Light squares are weakened. That was probably the nerdiest thing I've said in a long time. So, do I want to take? Probably not yet. Let's go back. He can't take my d4 pawn because there's always bishop h7 check at the end. So he can't do that. Hope he takes on b2. Oh. Alright, this just can't be good. This can't be good. For him, rather. So what's he doing here? Can I sacrifice already? So let's look at knight takes. No, well then this hangs. So okay, so he's trying to win my d4 pawn. It's interesting. I think it's too ambitious though. This like stuff can't work. It just can't. So, what's the best way to punish it? Now I can take some time to think because I think I must be much better here. I could... Okay. Does the sack work? If I go back, is he really going to push g4? Isn't that just insanity? He said, he messaged me, "You're considering it, aren't you?" I'm not really thinking about sacking anymore. I'm just trying to find a way to not lose my d4 pawn. So, yeah, the thing is, I would be happy to sacrifice my piece for 2 pawns, but then he gets this pawn in the center. And that's not very clear. So, I don't like that. What about takes? Starts running. Okay. I really want to take. What if I take with a bishop? Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes. This knight is doing a good job of defending his king. Might even have a queen takes here. So, knight takes. Pawn takes, bishop takes. Queen takes here, and he's okay. So let's just go back and just leave him with these weak pawns that he's made. I mean, this should just be a weakness. Even if I lose a pawn, his king side is just so weak. Alright, so he takes. And then does he want to play g4 and take this pawn? It doesn't really work. Because his g4 pawn hangs. And I mean, his position is really, really weak. Even if I don't win a pawn back, you can't play it like this. So now he kind of just left himself with weaknesses, and I should be able to take advantage. Still getting a little bit low on time here. Okay. I was thinking now of knight to a4 to c5. And then I have a pretty monstrous knight here. I think I will do this. Get a nice knight on c5. Let's get that over to c5. Not too worried about him playing pawn to b6. Oh my god, I saw that right before he played it. Jesus. I can't believe that happened. I could take on e6 and win the pawn back. I always miss these tactics against him. I could play... No, I can't play knight takes e6 because he takes back with the knight. And I lose a piece. Well, after knight takes... Yeah, he said your position is still fine, which it is. But I mean, I'm just frustrated at missing things that simple. That was like a one-move tactic. I could also take on b7, attacking his queen. But he always takes me back with check. So the line that makes the most sense is this. And I should still be better, but come on. Do I want to play b4 here? Pick up a tempo on the rook? Not yet. I don't really want to. How did I let this happen? I probably need to win my pawn back. So, let's do that. A little bit flustered after that tactic that he pulled. Really upset about that. So now, look at how weak his kingside is. So my saving grace is that his kingside is still so weak. And he has a weak pawn over here. He has weak pawns all over the place. He saw some other ideas that I could do, but whatever, I think what I played was pretty sensible. Alright, so now he has to defend. How to increase the pressure? Maybe queen b3? Just eyeing this pawn. That's one way. What's like a good way? Yeah, queen b3 and then connecting the rooks. He wants to play rook e7, so maybe that's not the most direct way. Queen here. Let's play it like this. Prevent rook e7, but he could still play rook e8. After which I want to play just rook e1, and I have a lot of pressure on the e file. So this was my plan. Okay, I don't think this is very safe for him, but this knight does do a good job of defending his kingside. So if he goes there, maybe queen f. Yeah, queen f5, trying to get in on these light squares. Queen f5. If rook e7, I could just go check. Oh no, rook e7. I check him and then maybe I could take on f6. No, not really seeing accurately right now. This is really frustrating. Queen f5, rook e7, queen g6 check. And then he's going to lose the knights. And he has to go on a dark square, so he does not have rook e7. So this is going to get hard for black to play. He can't play rook e7. He would lose everything. So I'm trying to get on this g6 square. He could consider sacrificing a pawn by just knight e4 to block my bishop. That might honestly be the best way to play at this point. I might not even take that. I might just play f3 though. And if the knight moves, I mean, I'm looking to see if there's checkmates. Yeah, I might just play f3 in that position. f3 looks interesting if he plays knight e4. Knight e4, f3. Knight takes g3 is out of the question because I think I have queen e5 check. Picking up the knight or the rook. So can't do that. And if he moves back, then we're just in the same position, and it's my turn. So I gain a tempo. Knight e4, f3. That's, there's no other useful moves for him after that. So he can't play queen e8. There's no way to cover the g6 square. So he is in a lot of trouble. This is what happens when you move your pawns too far in front of your king. It's very ambitious in the short term, and you can get some play and spatial advantage in the short term. But especially in endgame, or when you talk about pawn structure, these pawns become very weak, and your king gets very open. So this is like probably winning for me at this point. I don't really see a defense. He also just doesn't have an active plan. My king is super safe. There's not even a back rank threat because I have the square h2. So my king is really safe right now, and his king isn't. Yeah, the only question is whether I can win this without making any mistakes. Okay, so he plays this, and I was thinking f3. f3. He doesn't have any checks on this diagonal. 1 second. f3, rook f7. I have check over here, but then he moves back and he's safe. So I missed rook f7 as a move. f3. Okay. I could also win the pawn. Let's think about this. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Let's go with queen takes, just to be safe. And I'm a safe pawn ahead. Safe pawn ahead. f3. He can't take knight g3. So f3, rook f7 is the only move. Is there any way to punish this? Queen e5 check. And the same thing is happening, so I think I do have to take 1 second. Queen e5, rook f7, check, queen e5 check. Yeah, I think I have to go for this. And now I just have a pawn up with no counterplay. Or no real counterplay. There's no way to actually make f3 work. But it's not over. Queens and rooks, this is very hard. Especially with queens on the board, you have to always watch out for perpetual checks. And if we get the queens off, then many times, I'm not sure if actually these 3 pawns can beat these 2 pawns. So this is still quite a technical task. The thing that makes it easy for me is that his pawns are so weak, so I could continue playing. I don't really have to trade off anything. So he's attacking my b pawn. He can do this. Takes. I don't know if I could win that rook endgame, so I don't want to go into the endgame yet. Maybe I could just play queen b4. Let's play queen b4. And then if rook f7, maybe I could play f3. I could also just play rook e2. Okay, he does this. He does this. Okay. Rook f7 is on the cards for him. Let's play queen here for a second. I have a pretty concrete plan. First, I want to prevent him from coming to my second rank, but I also want to bring my rook to e8 and start trying to infiltrate. So, and now also rook f7 doesn't do anything because my f-pawn is defended. Could also go for rook rook e3 and f3. These look like good ideas, so I think queen d2 is a good move. Rook e3 and f3 to just take this f file away from him. If he plays g4, he's just moving his pawns further, which makes them weaker. So it's still not completely decided. I have some work to do. Okay, so he's coming around that way. Rook e8 is kind of what I wanted to play. I also have check. Yeah, let's go for this check. You can do that. Then what about rook? Oh, I really want to play rook e8. Check. Yes, that looks good. That looks good. If rook e8, rook c1 check, king h2, you don't have much at all. Is there any clearer way? Probably not. Okay, so let's go for this. Now kingside attack. Yeah, rook g8 is a lethal threat right now. Can't move the queen because it's tied to the rook, so you probably have to play rook c1 check first. King h2, my king is tucked away and safe, and you still have problems with your king. So it's really not about the material right now. I don't care if he wins a pawn back. His king is so weak, and he just doesn't have time to win a pawn. So this pawn push is really haunting him at this point. Notice how in the long term, for the rest of the game, he has to deal with this. Okay, so he goes to initiate a queen trade. And I don't want to trade queens, right? Because I'm attacking. So, how do I continue? Let's give him a check first. He can run. Okay, how do I continue? I'll just keep checking. Keep checking and figure it out along the way, I guess. You mean this just does not look good for his king. So, what's the most accurate way? Let's just keep checking. There's no way his king running to my side of the board is a good thing. Okay, is there any better way first? Check. F3 check maybe? Well, hold on, let's think about it. He can go back. Okay, so he comes back there. Now I could check you on h7. And you can block with your queen. Ah. What am I doing? I had rook e3 check. I had rook e3 check. You can block with your queen there. Okay. So kind of chasing his king around the board. Don't really see a way to kill the king yet. But this like just can't be good. Shouldn't be good. Kings do not belong on the other side of the board. Let's give him a check over here. And now maybe a quiet move. And ask him, what are you doing with that king? He doesn't have any checks because his own king blocks his rook on the c-file. His queen is misplaced. He can do this, and I can go here. Now queen e4 check is a major threat. He can't interpose anymore because I control the e-file. I'm also tying down his rook, or his queen to his rook. His king is on the wrong side of the board. And he goes for the pawn. He goes for the pawn. Queen e4 anyway. Trying to reel his king in. Definitely there must have been a faster way to do this. Probably rook c1 check. What else? Okay, so he tries to trade queens, and I'm going to give you a check. Say no thank you. No thanks. And then I'm just going to bring you closer to my side of the board, where you must die. Okay. Queen d2, does that threaten checkmate? Is there any faster way? Queen d2. What about rook e1 check? I don't have queen b1. That would be a blunder. Yeah, let's try queen d2. Oh, no, queen d2. He has rook c2, and that's not clear. How is he doing this? Okay, let's just play here then. Check, okay. Oh my god. I can't believe this happened. I'm not even going to go over the game. Thank you for watching.